Empaths, emotions and health, how to stop absorbing others people's distress. An empath's body is different from others. We feel everything that our body is porous, so we absorb the positive and negative energy around us into our muscles, tissues and organs. This can affect our health in many ways. On the bright side, we can feel the life, happiness, and love of other people inside us. It's amazing and it's good medicine. However, we can also experience physical discomfort, stress, and other people's negative emotions, such as frustration, anger, and fear, even if they remain unspoken. As empaths, we can become tired and sick when surrounded by toxic people, noise, violence, rushing, and shouting. When I was a child, when I got on a bus, my mood suddenly changed. I felt the fear or pain of the person next to me. Or I would go to a big grocery store and feeling perfectly fine, but leave tired and stressed or in aches or pains like I never had before. I had no idea then that I was being overwhelmed by dizzying aisle of food choices, noxious fluorescent lighting, and the long lines of people. What all these events really told me about myself and my friends was that certain settings are more stressful for empaths and that other people's emotions and symptoms can get stuck in our bodies. To survive as an empath, it's essential to learn both how to stop absorbing other people's emotion and pain and how to ground ourselves in overstimulating environments that are not empath friendly. I will teach you these skills in this capture video. Once you can apply the basics of self-protection, the world will be much easier to navigate, and your health and sense of wellness will improve. Conventional heart care has some serious deficiencies when it comes to helping sensitive people. Empaths are often misdiagnosed as hypochondriacs of neurotics, a versatile way to be treated when you are vulnerable and in need. Or they may be sent to a psychiatrist for a prescription for an antidepressant such as Prozac, or anti-anxiety medication such as Valium or Xanax. Also, these are often the standard biochemical treatments for depression and anxiety in conventional medicine. They are not what I recommend for empathic overload. Additionally, in mainstream medicine, empaths may be diagnosed with sensory processing disorder, a condition which is associated with an impaired ability to process sensory stimulation. Those with this diagnosis are considered to be abnormally sensitive to crowds, like sound and touch. I strongly object to the doctor presenting hypersensitivity as a disease of sensory processing rather than a gift with its own problems. Medicine often pathologizes anything other it doesn't understand. Empaths have unique characteristics that exist along the normal continuum of human experience. They show the amazing diversity of our species. It is important that people take care of their health. The first step to improving your energy level is to determine whether you are a physical empath, an emotional empath, or even both. Knowing this can help you understand how your sensitivity works so you can build resilience and protect yourself from burnout. Physical empaths feel other people's symptoms in their own bodies. For example, a friend complains of stomachache, and suddenly a sympathetic stomach also hurts. Or a colleague has a migraine and the sympathy head is also pounding. The advantage of physical empaths is that they can experience the well-being of other people. One of my friends told me that when she takes a yoga class, her sympathetic wife also feels peace in her body, even though she is in a different part of town. She also benefits from her yoga practice. Emotional feelings primarily affect the feelings of the others. You can sit next to a depressed person, watch a comedy, and walk out of the cinema depressed. The other person's energy fields intersects with the impacts felt throughout the film. The closer the empath is to someone, the more the person's emotion and symptoms will affect them. The problem is that emotional empaths often don't know which feelings belong to them and which belong to someone else. They can be sensitive to other people's feelings without realizing it or not knowing how to focus. To maintain good health, it is important to determine whether you are a physical or emotional empath. Like me, you might even both. Knowing more about what kind of empath you are can help you take clear steps towards self-care. Empaths often have special needs that need to be respected, and those needs are okay. We don't fail to find ways to be kind to ourselves. Gentler and simpler problem solving can be a great way to relieve anxiety without taking medication. However, when some empaths are permanently depleted by trauma or stress, they may need antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication to restore their biochemistry. I prescribe such drugs mainly for a short period of time. I find it interesting that many empaths require much lower doses than other people to have a positive effect. Empaths are more sensitive to everything, including medicine. We often cannot tolerate the usual doses that conventional medicine considers effective. If you are an empath who needs medicine, I recommend working with an integrative health practitioner who understands subtle energy and can find the best dosage for your body. I'm also interested in new research on how pain can interfere with empathy. Ohio State University researchers recently found that participants who took Tylenol, acetaminophen, were less surprised when they heard about other people's misfortunes than those who didn't take the drug. It's important to know that Tylenol depresses empathy because 52 million Americans consume a substance containing it every week.